What's good? And you might be asking yourself, who is Carolina Breeze? Well, I'm gonna tell you, Carolina Breeze is a spoken word artist. I've been out here doing my thing in the valley for like 20 years. I met some great people along my journey. Actually, some great people actually contributed to my journey. And I like to give homage to them before I even get into that. Uh, Cosmic Cadence, Poetic Soul, can't forget that's my guy. King Kong, Amanda Wynn, Roxy Thyme, yo, Jazz Williams. I appreciate you, Amanda, for introducing me to jazz. I appreciate Cosmic for even bringing me around the circle. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all, for real, for real. And I've been writing poetry and performing poetry for like a long time. I think it started when I was like, I want to say by fifth grade, fifth, sixth grade. I used to write love letters. Like back then, they used to say like, "What's up?" or shall I say, "What's going down?" I'd be like, "Time plus pleasure gives me this great opportunity to write you this letter." I was writing like that at like fifth or sixth grade. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So I started writing. Got a few things published in the local paper around the time. This is back in the 90s, like Hurricane Hugo, Hurricane Floyd. Did some radio competitions and whatnot, and then a gentleman in the community by the name of Craig Collar, he started throwing fashion shows, and I was like, "Yo, can I do some of my poetry?" He's like, "Yeah, you model," and so he also gave me a platform back home. Shout out to Craig, appreciate you. Moved out here in 2000. I was at my desk one day. I was working for Nextel. Some they had the chirps, the burp, burp. Hey, nigga, where you at? All right, we over here. Yeah, the little radio joints. So I used to sell them joints. And I was writing at my desk one day. It was slow. And my manager was standing over my shoulder reading my joint. He's like, "Oh, man, I didn't know you write poetry. There's a club out here that you could do that. It was called Livingston's in Scottsdale." Went to that club. I mean, the restaurant. They had an open mic there. It was hosted by a young lady named Divine. Boom. Started going there, doing my thing. Met a young lady by the name of Jazzy. She was hosting the joint down. She brought Cat Williams out here. I was a part of that. And she started hosting the joint downtown. The total experience, that was dope. And like, I just want to thank like all those people. You know what I'm saying? Because if it weren't, I mean, I still be me, but as far as some of the doors that were open, it was definitely through those people. And I salute each and every one of them. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? We're in the 24. It's about to be summertime up in here, and I feel great. I got a couple of things I want to talk about here. Let's start out with the industry. The industry. What y'all think about what's going on in the industry right now? What's up with Puffy? Y'all got questions? Call in. Talk to me. Y'all at your boy. The lines are open. Come on, call in. We can chop it up. I mean, his name is in the media a lot. You know, either one or two. I mean, obviously, they tell a lot. I feel as though, and this is just my personal opinion, to tell a lie, you got to have a little bit of the truth. Just a little bit. Just give me a little bit. Just a little bit. That's all you need is a little bit to run with it. So whether those, allegations or whatnot are manufactured or whatnot, or hearsay or whatever, like, did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't know. But no did he. You got people, because I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Far as the open mic scene, I love the open mics. I wish there were more of them out here in the valley. Poetic Soul definitely holding it down. You've had HB with Home Base, Divine Livingston's. I remember they had a joint called The Paper Heart. And when I first moved out here, I think it was Cafe Boa, something like that when I first got out here. I wasn't a part of that, but I was in the audience a couple of times in the first beginnings of that. That was That was real dope. Met some great people out here, some real dope people out here. And also what I really want to talk about, like, there's so much talent in this city. Like, what do we have to do as an artistry community to put Phoenix on the map? What we got to do? Somebody tell me. Let's have a prayer meeting, inbox me or something, you know what I'm saying? Throw up a couple of hallelujahs and Hail Mary. We need to figure this out because there's no way that we shouldn't be on the map like everybody, like any other, like LA, you know what I'm saying? New York, Atlanta, Miami. I mean, we're a hub too. And like I said, there's so much talent here. There's so many talented people here, singers, musicians, artists, painters. There's a plethora of people here doing their thing, grinding. I believe personally, it all starts with us as a community. You know, everything start with us. We got to, I don't know, it's kind of like I would say, like, even if we had like a Wu-Tang mentality, everybody come into the group and they bring different fashions and different flavors to the group. And if you look at the picture, it's a dope ass quilt with all these different and dope designs on it. And you take them apart, then you have these sharp individual colors that stand out. So in order for the world to see that blanket, we got to come together. You know what I'm saying? Singers, introduce yourself, challenge yourself to meet some more singers. Producers, challenge yourself to listen to other producers or network with other producers. Artists, MCs, rappers, challenge yourself to step outside of your comfort zone to work with somebody else. You know, I believe, like, once we start doing things like that, because it's all different, but it's all the same. It's different. It's differently same. I'll put it like that, because we're all artists and individuals, and we could just add to each other's. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all dope. And at the end of the day, it's all expression. So you can't tell me that my way of expression is wrong because it's different from yours. It's my way of expressing. Just like that's what makes my form of expression unique. The same way as it makes your form of expression unique, because it's you expressing you. And who else can express you better than you? Except for you on trial, you better have a good ass lawyer or something. But other than that, it's you expressing you. And what other not the best way to do that is by stepping outside of your comfort zone, reaching out to an artist or going to a show and just networking. Like, for real, because like I said, we already sharp individual pieces. But when we put all those pieces together, you got this dope ass, sick grandma quilt that been in the family forever. And it still got that grandma smell in it. Because it's love and it's real. So ain't, like I say, ain't nothing wrong with being sharp because we all are individuals. But when we come together and form that blanket, that Voltron, yeah, for real, we'll be right there. We already here. We just gotta put it together. You ever seen? Have any of you ever seen gumbo before you make it, and you just got all the ingredients on the table? To somebody who never made gumbo, that just look like a whole bunch of shit. Like, what you doing with all this? But once you put all that stuff together and you start smelling it, and you taste that on top of that bowl of white rice, on top of that picnic table with that butcher paper put down, and you see how all those different ingredients just came together, and it was savory. Like, you couldn't point out one particular thing. Like, everything made everything. That's how we can be, and that's how we will be. I'm manifesting that shit. I'm speaking that shit into existence. Let's go. I mean, we've been tapping into ourselves forever. Let's tap into each other. No Diddy. Straight up. So I mean, like I challenge each and every one of you to reach out or go to a show and just start checking out other local artists. There might be a sound that you was missing or looking for, or just something you was, and that one person, they done mastered that joint. But we'd have never known that just staying in our heads. Sometimes you got to step out. Because, I mean, you got people that walk, run, and fly. You can only walk for so long in something until you start running in it. And then you can only run so fast in something until you start flying in it. And it's like once you start flying, you don't look at the ground no more because you're not so close to it. You're looking at the clouds. You're looking at what's ahead of you. And that's all of us. And that one big, dope, Wu-Tang grandmama blanket. That's all we need is for us to come together, unify, because there's so much talent out here. So much talent. Like, I've never met so many talented people, singers, guitarists, drummers. My boys from Poetic Soul, them cats cold. The band that be out there at Blue Martini, they cold. Far as singers, Ilani Yan, she cold. It's a lot of talented people out here. And congratulations, by the way, Ilani and Prince. I'm fucking your name up, but congratulations on y'all. I love that. Black love all day. She's in Mexico doing her thing right now. So, you know what I'm saying? Singer in Mexico doing her thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so much talent out here. For real. Like, everything is like, we them ingredients on that kitchen table, just sitting there. Let's put all that shit in the pot. And you start smelling, whoo, what's that in the kitchen? Oh, that's that gumbo. Got a little bit of everything in it. And you go taste it all. That blanket, that quilt with all them different designs, all them different shades, different seasonings, different spices. Yeah, it's all right there. And all we got to do is just tap in, plug in, get connected. Listen to a new artist, a new local artist. Check them out. Vibe with them. Go check out a show that you might normally wouldn't go to. I think we just gotten too comfortable. But the only way it's gonna get right, we got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable again and to get right up under that blanket. Them shades, the different shades, the different colors, the different vegetables, the different seasons, the crab, the sausage, the shrimp, the chicken, the gravy. Put it all together in that one big pot, in that one big pot. I can smell it. I wish y'all could smell it. For real, for real. That'd be so dope. That'd be so dope. And also, there's another thing I want to touch on real quick. Like, what actually happened to the jam sessions? They used to be jam sessions. Like, let's start back having jam sessions. And I'm down to do the first one. We got a whole space up here. Let's go. Hit me up. Let's talk about it. We throw a party right out here. We can have a party out here every Sunday night. I mean, a party, a Potty, a real party. We can party. When last time y'all partied? Y'all ain't partying in a long time. You know, when you go to a party, you get musty, you get sweaty, your hair fall. Man, That's a party. We need to party. We need to kick it. We need to socialize. We need to network. We need to create that blanket, that quilt, that blanket, that quilt, all those different shades, all those different colors. Let's create it. What's stopping us? Like, what's really stopping us? We are, because we're comfortable. It's time to get uncomfortable. Let's make it happen. I challenge each and every one of you to get uncomfortable. Step outside. Go to a show. Check out a new artist in your genre. Check it out. Just check it out. What is it gonna hurt? Ain't gonna hurt nothing. And you end up liking it anyway. And that person might end up having that sound that you wanted or that you've been searching for. Iron sharpens iron all day. So that's all I'm saying with that. And now I'm gonna switch topics a little bit. I'll be bouncing around. I'm gonna go back to a couple of things, but I want to touch on dating. Let's talk about dating for a second. So there was a situation, right? So several years ago, me and my partner, I ain't gonna call his name. We gonna say his name was, what we gonna call him? We gonna call him my homeboy Power. So me and my homeboy Power, we was at Mabel Murphy's one night. Those you'll know about Mabel Murphy's, we was at Mabel Murphy's one night. So boom, we leaving the joint. He's like, yo, I met this little shorty. I'm like, oh, that's what's up. I hear you. So boom. He dropped me off, boom. Go to the crib. A few days went by. He's like, yo, remember that shorty I met? I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, she got a roommate. It's like, yo, you gonna slide over there with me? I was like, yo, let's slide. They come ready to down the slide. So boom, we slid over there, right? So boom, shorty answered the door. When shorty answered the door, I'm thinking, I thought that was, I was like, oh, man. Whew. Anyway, shorty answered the door. I was like, okay, she let us in. So her and obviously that was shorty for my man. So we sit down, shorty lit a blunt, we sitting there, chewing the fat, kicking the Willy Bobo, you know what I'm talking about? So then I was like, yo, where's your roommate? Right? So she called her name. And boom, I heard a door open down the hallway because we sitting in the living room area. But I ain't heard no footsteps. And all of a sudden, I just see a wheelchair bend the corner. I was like, oh. But she was fly though. So I'm sitting there, I'm being cool. Cause like I wasn't expecting this. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect. So boom, we sitting there chilling, chewing it, chopping it up, smoking hee ha ha, la la la. And she was fine though, but her legs didn't work. She was a pretty girl, but her legs didn't work. And I wasn't tripping off that. I ain't had a problem with that. So we you know what I'm saying? So I guess my mans and old girl, they went outside or they went in the room or something like that. So I got shorty number. Boom. So I chilled. They came back in. We played it cool. So I was like, man. He's like, what you think? I was like, bro, did you know shorty was in a wheelchair? He's like, nah. He's like, nah, dirty. I ain't know. She just said she had a roommate. I said, okay, all right, cool. He's like, what you think? I was like, yo, she dope. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never messed with no shorty in no wheelchair before, but I mean, it could be an adventure. I'm down to go to Disney World. I ain't got on that ride before, but I'll try it. So boom. So I call myself doubling back. A couple of weeks later, boom, I went over there, pull up, smelling good. Think I had on some what did I have on? I don't remember. The shit smelled good. And boom, nice little fresh little edge up like I got right now. Shout out my man Kevin Daly, Ace of Fades. 3201 North 16th Street. Yeah, but anyway, back to the story. So like I was saying, right? You know, I'm at the door fresh. Boom, hit the little doorbell. Boom, boom. Chill. Hit the doorbell again. Boom, boom. Okay. Boom. I heard like a little wheel sound. I guess she might have needed some WD-40 or something because this time the wheelchair was squeaking. So she opened the door. I was like, hey, how you doing? She said, hey, come on in. So I sat down. We sitting there blowing a blunt, chewing it up. Boom. So now in my mind, I'm like, okay, she know why I'm here. I know why I'm here. But like when we get in the room, like, do I gotta like pick her up or put her in the bed or something? I don't want to offend her and like mess up the moment or nothing. So we sat there, we smoked, boom. And she's like, let's go to the room. So I was like, all right, boom. So she got up. So I'm tripping. I got up. She just spit around and just slid off. So I followed her down the hall. You know what I'm saying? We get to the room. So I'm standing there and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay. Then I was like, yo, you need help? She was like, no, I got it. Then I just so happened to look at the nightstand and the bed is the same height. So I'm like, is she gonna throw herself up there or what? She had a little plank on the side of the wheelchair. She put the plank up on the dresser and the bed. And then she just like threw one leg up and threw the other leg up and she got up and just wiggled back on the bed. So I'm like, okay. So boom. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, so boom. So I was like, boom. So I like got at the edge of the bed, you know what I'm saying? I got topped off, look, got, boom. So I boom, you know, slid the Jimmy on, boom. And I get on top of her. And at this time, like, it done slipped my mind that this girl legs don't work. So I got on top of her and I call myself trying to put her legs on my shoulders, but they was just breakdancing. You ever rode down the streets and seen one of them signs that got the air in and then the shit just, hey, I'm sitting there, I'm smacking it. The fucking legs just flying, fucking hit me in my face and shit. And I'm just like I'm hitting it, but I'm fighting her legs because it's like it feel like I'm being attacked by two octopus tentacles or something. The way they just bouncing and moving. So boom, we did that. Got slapped up by the legs a little bit, and then like I didn't feel bad. I mean, it was actually good. It was actually good. It was good. And so boom, fast forward, I'm in fucking Durango for a bench warrant for failure to appear for a speeding ticket. So I'm in Durango over this, and you know, we was playing cards, me and some other brothers, and we was just telling stories. And my man the dude I was playing against, my man was like, yeah, man, I remember I met this little Indian girl in the wheelchair, man. That girl could suck some dick. It's the same chick. Boom. I was like, no. He was like, yeah, she live over there off of whoop, 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 whoop. And 75th Avenue. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, that was crazy. So, I mean, many of y'all may look at me and judge me and whatnot, but I don't care. And she's a person. And it was cool. I mean, would I do it again? No, I wouldn't. But if I did, I would like strap her leg. Like I would have took her legs and just tied them behind her head, knowing she couldn't feel it or nothing. But so anytime any you fellas out there, you about to get you some wheelchair love, holla at your boy. I got some pointers. Oh man, y'all might be thinking I'm making this up, but I'm not lying. This is a true story. This is a true story. For real. That was crazy though. And then like yeah. So that was a crazy dating experience. And then I got a question. Have you ever, to my fellas out there, like, have you ever had sex that you wish you could take back? And if so, how many would you take back? There's one I definitely would like to take back. And I can't believe I'm saying this right now because, like, matter of fact, let me sip my twisted tea real quick. I had a phobia. I don't know what you call this. So I'm gonna make up a name. I had squirtophobia. If that's is that a thing? Squirtophobia? That's the fear of afraid of being squirted, right? Squirtophobia? Okay, squirtophobia. So I was in a situation with a young lady several years ago. Notice how all these instances are several years ago. Several. So with this little shorty, boom, we kicking it, smoking, drinking, hee hee ha ha, chewing the fat, kicking the willy bobo. You know what I'm saying? Boom. So boom, we go to start doing the thing, right? And I must have hit a sweet spot or hit the jackpot or something, because coins start coming out, but coins were coming out in the form of a liquid. It was squirt. She was lighting me up. I'm like, man, so I just getting splashed and splashing. That's happened to actually look at it, and it's orange. I'm like, it's not high C. It's not Gatorade. Why is this? And once I saw it, like I just freaked out and like, yo, what's going? And what you call them pills when you got like like you have trouble peeing or something, and you take them pills, and you gotta like pee it out your system, or like, why you ain't pee that out your system? For you peed it all over my bed. That was crazy. And that moment gave me squirtophobia. I was a squirtophilic. And then I went to a Squirtophilics Anonymous, and I found then there were other guys there, and girl guys and guy girls that were squirted on before and felt a certain way about it. But I mean, I was the only case of the orange squirt. And it really freaked me out. It took me about I can't believe I'm like, this is so personal. Like, but I talked to my shrink, and she said, like, if I said it publicly like that, it would help me, and it would heal me some too. But it took me about 6 minutes to get over that. After I took that, I saw how them people in that class was. So about 6 minutes, and I was over it. Cause like right after that, I went and got squirted on, and I didn't feel the same way. It was clear. It was the color it was supposed to be, and I was okay with that. So that let me know. That told me that I was healed. I was cured. So all you squirtophilics out there, like, I was a squirtophilic and I survived. If I survived, you can too. I just wanted to say that. I got y'all back. I know how it is. You don't have to be ashamed. It's not pee. It's okay. It's all right. And if any of y'all want the information to the Squirtophilic Anonymous, just inbox me or something or DM me. I'll shoot you the information. And that brings me to my next topic. And that's getting past the P lick. So with the P lick, is it an age thing? Is it a bladder thing? Like, you did not wipe too good, or you did not wipe it right, or like the P lick. And like, ladies, we need to talk about this. The spirit told me to say something to y'all about this P lick. The P lick, it goes one or two ways or both ways. That first lick tastes like pee, or there's a piece of tissue where you was wiping the pee. So it's either P lick or the piece of tissue. Like, so I mean, I would suggest, I mean, I'm not gynecologist. Gynecologist. I said gynecologist. I'm not a gynecologist. I mean, I have some hours in the study, but anyway, like, how do we solve this problem? Like, is it like, are you like twisting it and what's happening? Or like, do you need is the tissue not strong enough? Is there a certain type of wipe that can be gotten? I don't know. I mean, like, can anybody please help me out with that? I mean, I don't have a yoni, so I can't even get into detail of that because I don't have that knowledge of that like that. So if someone out there could help me with that, I would like greatly appreciate that because I'm curious, like, because we need to overcome the P lick. So if there's anyone out there with any advice that can tell us how we can overcome the P lick, I'm all ears. I definitely need to hear this because, like, I mean, how man supposed to feel? Y'all done went out, had a dope evening, boom, go back to or that's the part where you be like, hold up, baby, let me go freshen up real quick, or something like. How do we prevent that? How do we prevent the P lick? I don't know. I mean, that's something that we got to figure that out. And I think together, if we were all to like come together and meditate on it or just throw it into the atmosphere, like, no more P licks. No more P licks. Something like that. I don't know. Like, hopefully we can figure it out. The P lick and taking that back. So that was the one. That was one I definitely would take back. Is that that was a terrible. That was. I don't wish that on anybody. To be squirted Gatorade. Somebody like, how would you feel if somebody squirted Gatorade on you and you didn't buy it from the store? And it didn't come out a squirt bottle or a water gun. But it came out some love that you've been loving on. Man. And then prior to that, like you know what I'm saying, call yourself, you know what I'm saying, going to the bottom floor and you slip on the step. What's something doing on the step? Like we gotta come together. We gotta figure this out. Like I don't know if there's a different way or a more what's the word I'm looking for? Is there more hold up. Is there more is there a better way? I can't think of the word right now. Is there a better way that we can handle this to get rid of the little tissue dust? We call it tissue dust. How do we get rid of the tissue dust and the P lick? Like we got to get past the P lick, but we can't go anywhere if we can't get past the P lick. Like we got to. Oh, we gotta get past. We gotta get past the P lick. We gotta get past the P lick, man. Because you like we be ready. Just that just take the whole mood. You just go down there and just come in, pull a piece of tissue off your tongue. Like I'm gonna think of a way of some wipes that we can create and design that leaves no fuzz or residue, that is environmentally safe for VJJs across the USAA, and we gonna figure it out. We go get it together. We gonna get it together. And then like I don't know, like I know when I go to the bathroom, like sometimes I gotta shake him off sometime. So like, do y'all gotta wiggle it off sometime? Is that where the P lick coming from? Like you wipe, but you don't wiggle after you wipe, or do you wiggle then wipe? I have so many questions. Like I. Cause someone like how do we figure this out? Because like I say, with me personally, like I wiggle sometime after wiggle. So like how I would wiggle. Do y'all jiggle? Do you like do you shimmy it? Like how like is there a wiggle or a jiggle before the wipe? Or does it come after the wipe? Or is it like a mouth? Like you wipe off your lip, but you might still have something in your mouth. So you move somewhere and you got a little bit of slob. Is it like that? So if that's the case, you would wiggle, then wipe, right? That sounds right. Don't that sound right? Wiggle, then wipe? Wipey wiggle. That's what I'm gonna make, some wipey wiggle wipes. They're gonna be called wipey wiggle. So you wiggle and then you wipe. And then once you wipe, wiggle again and wipe again. Because I don't believe all the JJs in the USAAs are the same. So, wiggle, shake, or just do like a I don't know, just make sure ain't nothing in there. How about that? Yeah, that's to eliminate it all. So I guess wiggle, then wipe, or wipe then wiggle. Wiggle, wipe, wiggle. However, because like I say, we shake. I know I shake. No Diddy. I don't know what nobody else do. I've shake a couple of times. So I'm quite sure like y'all ain't got nothing. Y'all can't shake it, but can y'all pluck it? Like pluck the rest of the water out or something? I don't know. Or do something. I don't know. But I hope we can all come together and we can really get past that P lick. Really get past the P lick. That'll be real great. And then like we'll be making progress by getting past that P lick. I really believe so. So with that being said, I think I'm gonna go into a piece right now. The name of this piece is P lick. She was so fine. Her hair was whipped. And man, if you could see her, she had them hips. But the one thing I didn't miss, she asked me if I would give her a kiss in that special place between her, to put my lips on her Garden of Eden. Who's she deceiving? Like we have an Adam and Eve moment, like she wanted to feel my rib. I put my lips on her and I tasted piss. The end. Thank you. Hey, y'all gotta excuse me. Like I naturally don't have any sense. Like this is me, you know. And back to the wheelchair story. Like I was kind of looking forward to hanging out with her a little bit because I'm like, man, we could like park close when it's crowded. Like we ain't gotta go. Like we got like dope little service, but it ain't worked out like that. So it's cool. So you know, if y'all ever see that little special van with the little wheelchair carrier ramp on it, just boop boop, toot the horn. That was my first and my only wheelchair love. Ooh, a wheelchair love. Ooh, a wheelchair love. A wheelchair love. Don't run over my toe again. Sorry. But yeah, so have you ever had sex that you wish you could take back? Yeah. I got orange juice on me. No, it was orange Gatorade. I had wheelchair love. Getting past the P-Lick. Did a poem about that. And maybe we can bring a professional on here one day and discuss that and see how we can overcome that and get past that. You know, other than that, again, I would like to thank the people that I mentioned before. Y'all were dope, and I appreciate y'all. And you know, all of us might not even see eye to eye right now, but I just want to genuinely say that I appreciate what you've done for me and the impact you've had on my poetry. And I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Y'all all are dope. For real, for real. Also, let's talk about, we did dating. Okay, that's dating. Let's talk about relationships. Can we talk about relationships for a second? All right, relationships. Relationships, you get out of relationship what you put into it, right? First and foremost, relationships and love, right? So you ever heard somebody be like, I ain't happy. He don't make me happier. She don't make me happy. All that bullshit, right? So the reason people say that is, I believe, is that they're not happy with themselves. So like the only way you can be happy with somebody else is you got to be happy with yourself first. You gotta be into you and you gotta love you. Because if you love you and take care of you, you can easily do that with somebody else. Though that same person has to be on the same page. And also in a relationship, there's no such thing as getting punked. It's called in a relationship, there's no such thing as getting punked. It's called standing up for your relationship and standing up for what you and your partner believe in, because it's the two become one. So if you're not that for yourself, you can never have that with somebody else. I mean, you can pretend, but you can only pretend for so long. Like when you go in the movie, I mean, you sit there, watch the movie, but after a while, the movie goes off and the fucking lights come on and it's over. So at the end of the day, you only like, that's only like wasting somebody's time. And like life is way too short to be playing with people. Like if it's something you want, say what you want, mean what you say, and say what you mean, and stand on it. Stand on what you want. And then these days, you never know, because we living in some different times right now, man. You never know what these girls be down for. Especially if you just put it on the flow and just like, yo, this is what I want. This is what I expect. You with it? Okay, cool. And she be like, I never thought about that before. Let's try it. Fuck it. But you never know unless you put it on the floor. So it's not good. It's never good to assume things. So you got to questions, ask questions. I mean, get to know your partner. You know what I'm saying? Get to know your partner. Get to know and understand your partner. And then every day you're still learning and growing and getting to know each other. It's a daily thing. But like I say, whatever you put into it, whatever you get out of it, it's only what you put into it. So some and it's all work. It's all, I don't care what nobody said, but it's all what type of work you do and what you willing to work for. That's all on you. At the end of the day, whatever floats your boat or find your lost remote. This is for my people working at the airport that got laid off. I take my shades off. But for real though. So like, yeah. And be honest, be open. And also in a relationship, you gotta be selfless. You gotta be selfless. Yeah, you do. And you can't be bringing your ex into your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say there's things that need to be put on the floor. Put it all on the floor. I mean, the insecurities and all, so and the triggers or whatever. So as things grow and situations grow and certain things come out. I mean, it's not a shock. Nobody's upset. Nobody disappointed because everything was put on the floor. Like I said, you never know what nobody's down for until you ask them and they tell you. But like, who are we to assume? You know what I'm saying? But it's not hard to just sit down and have a conversation and say what you want, say what you mean, and mean what you say, and stand on your square. That's all you can do at the end of the day. Is stand on your square. You got your balls and your words. You break your ball, you break your word, you ain't got no nuts. So however you want to play that. But I would suggest just keeping it real. And then if you're in a position or if you feel like you're still finding yourself, don't look for yourself too long because you're supposed to be right there. But I mean, take all the time you need. But if anybody needs that space, don't bring somebody into some space that you're not comfortable in yourself yet. Because that's just causing more confusion or more whatever. Whatever it is you want, say it. And I bet you like $1,000,000. There are about 50 people, about 1,000 people in the universe that want the same thing. You just ain't voiced it. You just ain't manifested it for you. So whatever you want, manifest it. Speaking into existence. Talk about it like you already got it. Like it's already yours. Like you already did it. And you looking back at it, telling somebody else about it. Because like we are the masters of our fate, the captains of our soul. You know what I'm saying? In Leviticus. And everything we need is inside of us. It's just a matter of us giving birth to it. So, I mean, some of us are giving birth as we speak. And some people die pregnant. That's crazy. Some people die pregnant because everything they need was already inside of them. It's just it's just a matter of them manifesting it and giving birth to it. Like the late great Dr. King said, I had a dream. It started with a dream, and he turned that dream into reality. He dreamed it, he saw it, he manifested it. That's all it is. What you need is inside you. Let it go. Give birth. Because the last thing I hate to see our people doing is dying pregnant. All that talent, all that drive, all that ambition, all that charisma, all that charm, just I challenge everyone that's listening to give birth. You got to die once to never ever die again. And that's just dying to yourself, dying to your lower self to become your higher self. Tap in. Don't tap out. For real. So all you got to do is tap in. Believe in you. I am. I manifest. I create. That's it. You got it. We got it. So whatever it is you want in life, manifest it. Talk about it like you already got it. Speak it into existence. Write it down. Look at it. Make it become a part of you. And then you start walking in it. You running in it. You flying in it. And once you flying in it, you ain't looking at the ground no more. You in the clouds, looking ahead. But you appreciate the ground because that's where you came from and that's where you started at. So, everything you need is inside of you. Give birth. Please, please don't die pregnant. Don't die pregnant. No. No. Graveyards are filled. Cemeteries are filled. Hospital emergency rooms are filled. Like I said, master self. I, self, law, am master. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Anything you want to do, write it down. Talk about it. Talk about it. Envision yourself in it like you already been in it for like 4 or 5 years or so. All you're doing is programming yourself. I mean, that's like you go get a job. Any job you get out here in corporate America, they go put you through a training class to train you, to program you to do what they want you to do so they can pay you what they said they was going to pay you. So what's wrong with us putting ourselves in our own training class, training ourselves to give birth and to produce all those beautiful and wonderful things that's on the inside of us that we're holding on to. But we will go sit up in that training class for them 4 to 6 to 8 weeks and attain all that knowledge just for that check versus tapping into all that knowledge inside of you that what's going to attain you and have you in this third dimension thriving and moving the way you're supposed to move. What's the difference? That stuff you might be at that job 1, 2 year, 12 years, or whatever. But you could be in this shell until you transition to the fourth dimension. So I'm just saying, if there's something you want to do, talk about it, breathe it, live it, think it, write it down, manifest it. Everything all of us need is already inside of us. So, what is it going to take for us to give birth? Pause. No Diddy. What is it going to take to give birth, to birth that beautiful idea that's been inside of you? but you've just been afraid. Or is it afraid of success? Is it afraid of not being comfortable? Like, what is it? Like like I said, I challenge each and every one of you to step outside of that. Step outside of it. Just step outside of it. There's a whole world out there. And there's a whole master plan inside this temple. It's just activating it and manifesting it. Say it, speak it, write it down, walk in it, run in it until you start flying. Because once you're flying, you ain't on the ground no more. But you can look down at the ground and appreciate it because you know that's where you came from. So like I said, we got this. Everything we need is inside of us. It's just us manifesting and giving birth. Manifest, give birth. Don't die pregnant. And that's Rapotri. The original Rapotri. Rap and poetry, rhythm, blues, jazz, gospel. It's all forms of expression. And we were put here to express ourselves. We have all this ability and all this power and all this energy that either we're afraid to harness or we're afraid to tap into. So how do we get past that? How do we grow past that point to where we're all elevating, we're all maximizing everything that's inside of us, everything that we need? How? Tell me. Well, let me know. I'll be back next Saturday. It was nice vibing with y'all. Carolina Breeze, Power 98.8, the original Rapotri. 98.9 plus one. That's why I said 8 first. I thought see if y'all was listening. 98.9 Power 98.9. The original Rapotri. Carolina Breeze. I will see you next Saturday. Tap in.